Every once in a while, I learn something new. And sometimes these are huge things, and other times it's, why didn't I see that and why didn't I think of that? So, all my life that I've been dealing with making charred materials for fire starting, this is what I've done. Poked a hole in the top of the tin, like on this one that you saw me in a previous video. And the reason I've done it this way is because this is how I was taught. It's not that I didn't think there was other ways to do it, it's just that that's how I was taught. Well, I was on YouTube, and I had a channel pop up in my feed, recommended video, and I watched it. And the video was on the Wellsby Roots channel, and it was called Char Tin Options and Mods. And I'm going to put a link to that video down here in the description because he showed me something that was just so elementary that I was like, why the heck didn't I think about that? And what that was is, instead of poking a hole in the top of the tin, and you see how I have to seal it up with tape, drill your hole in the side. Look at that. So now I can make char, or I can just do that, and the tin, I'm not going to say it's waterproof, but it's more weather resistance, right? That's pretty dang smart. I don't know why I never thought of that. So I went ahead and I made a tin that way, fired it out and everything, and tried it, and it worked great, even with that big hole. And the other advantage of this is, so when you have it perfectly lined up, that's a pretty decent sized hole. Let me grab my drill bit set because I can't remember what size hole that is. Alright, this drill hole that I managed to put in this tin is 11/64, which is pretty close to a 4.5 millimeter hole. Now, you might think that's a little big for a tin like this, but an interesting thing I found when I fired up the other one, I had it full of punk wood and cotton material, denim. With the bigger hole, I was able to evacuate more of the smoke. It seemed to go a lot faster than normal, and I didn't have any problem with it fully open like that. Not an, you know, oxygen didn't get back in here, and it didn't burn up. It made great char. And if you're concerned about that, and you got a big hole, you can just turn this a little bit, and you can make that hole smaller and smaller. You don't have to go with a full hole. So that amount of functionality alone is awesome. But there's more. So I started looking at this, and I said, I wonder, can I make this even more water resistant without doing the tape mod around here? And I started thinking about it. And here's what I came up with. A Ranger band. A Ranger band stretched around the tin. Now, these tins that I use are the same size as a standard snuff tin. So you get an idea of how big they are. But a Ranger band. So what I want to know now, and this one has the side hole just like this. What I want to know now, how water resistant is this? So I'm going to take this tin that I haven't fired, but it's got the hole. That's the only difference between these two. I'm going to put a Ranger band on here, and we're going to submerge it in water for 5 minutes. Now that's going to simulate going into, taking a spill into a river or pond or whatever, and pulling yourself out. And we're going to see if it's water tight or not. So our water, our tin, Ranger band, I got some tissue, some toilet tissue here, paper. We're just going to fold that up and put that in the tin, and that's going to show us if we get any water in there real easy. Now, when I put this back together, after you're making char, you don't want these holes lining up, you want them away from each other. So there we go. And let's see if I can do this on camera, because you got to really stretch this Ranger band to get it on there. And all right, that looks good. Now the first thing I want to do, I want to see if this floats, which I'm pretty sure it will. Yeah, it floats. Let me grab my timer. The only thing I didn't grab. We're going to put this weight on it and completely submerge it. And let's start. I'm just going to let this film, and we're doing 5 minutes. I think that's a pretty conservative amount of time to determine whether or not this is going to be weather resistant. Alright, it's been 5 minutes, so I'm just going to pull this out. Uh-oh. Oh, I was like, it's not floating, it's probably full of water. And I'm just going to lightly towel this off, just because I don't want my hands wet when I open this. I don't want to skew the results, because I'm kind of hoping that this is held watertight. Uh-oh, I see some moisture under there. Yep, it's wet. See, it's wet. So some moisture did get inside. I'm gonna dry this out. So it's not 100% waterproof, but I bet if you had this in your pocket, your pack, whatever, and you were in a pretty heavy rainstorm, that you'd be okay with this. Not to mention, this would help you keep the humidity out. I know in a lot of my videos I keep bringing up humidity, and there's a reason for that. Right now, today, it rained the past few days, and I was looking up the weather report because I got some stuff I got to do outside this week, and holy moly, 85 degrees, 95% humidity here right now. So it's kind of like living in a subtropical rainforest right now, just the way you feel. You sweat, and the sweat just sticks to you, and you're miserable. Well, that can affect your charred material too, and its ability to take a spark. But anyway, I thought I would share this with the Ranger band. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. So thank you for watching. My old dog has learned a new trick video. Have a good day.